All right, hey everyone, we're live. Welcome to This Week in Mini Apps. We like to take a few minutes every week and look at a few interesting apps and things going on in the Farcaster mini app ecosystem. So, here this week, as usual, with Linda,
Hello.
and we're here with Ben today from Ponder.
What's up? Happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, a few quick news items this week, and then we'll take a look at Ponder and take a look at some apps. Item number one is Hyper EVM. Really exciting. Farcaster mini apps, Farcaster app, Farcaster wallet now supports Hyper EVM. So you can easily swap into Hyper EVM cross-chain using the built-in Farcaster wallet. You can build mini apps that connect to Hyper EVM and build stuff on this chain. And yeah, just supported now broadly across the mini app and Farcaster ecosystem.
Are you on
I'm really
screen
excited
share
about
right
this.
now? Are you on screen
Oh,
share?
I am not on screen share.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's a big one. Hyper EVM. So we're excited. And anyone who's interested in building a mini app in that ecosystem, please let us know.
There's our screen share. Here's our beautiful title card. Here's our screen share. Yeah, either of you bridged yet or swapped yet or built anything, explored anything here yet?
I have not yet.
I
But-
have, and it's super seamless. Yeah, just like cross-chain bridging made it really easy. It's building up my hype position.
Yeah.
$50 in hype.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but I think it's maybe the simplest and fastest and easiest way to bridge onto Hype anywhere in crypto right now. So yeah, excited about it, and we're super excited to engage with folks who are building on Hyper EVM. Like if you're building a web app, building an app there, and want to get distribution for folks, or want to introduce your app to folks who are coming from other ecosystems, Farcaster is a great way to do it. So please reach out to me, reach out to Linda. We are actively looking for Hype builders right now. Cool. News item number two, share extensions for mini apps. I think these were in proposal mode last time we spoke, and now these are shipped and live. So yeah, this is a new extension to mini apps where you can basically add your mini app to the share sheet. In fact, we can look at it right here. So here I have a few mini apps that have added support for share extensions. And when I open the share sheet here in web or on mobile, you can see it like here in the screenshot. When you open this this share sheet at the bottom, you can basically send a cast to a mini app, and the app can react to that cast. So this is great for things like interactive apps that want to react in some way to a cast. So sort of similar to this old button, cast actions, but this is kind of the new extension and the new standard for the mini app ecosystem. Thread here from Daniel who shipped this. There are a few examples here if you want to go check out some of these apps. Basically, if you've installed an app and it has put in its manifest that it has support for share extensions, you'll just automatically see it populated here in the app. And I think we'll take a look at a couple of these. I want to look at this Translate app a little bit later, so we can take a look at that one.
We need to get on that. I don't think we have one yet, so.
Sure, yeah. All right, and news item three, more updates on QuickAuth. I know we've been covering this a lot in the past few weeks, but this is a big transition for mini apps, and like we're really excited to get people on board with this. So we've moved this out of experimental. We've finalized this and moved it into its own module within the QuickAuth or within the SDK for mini apps. So QuickAuth is basically sort of a higher level abstraction over sign-in with Farcaster. We've been using sign-in with Farcaster for a long time. It's a standard kind of like sign-in with Ethereum that lets you authenticate using your Farcaster account. It's a little bit low level though, right? You're dealing with Ethereum signatures. You're dealing with sort of a verification method where you need to go make an RPC call and do some cryptographic stuff to verify that. So QuickAuth is like another level on top of this, which lets you just auth using kind of conventional web standard stuff like a JWT. So we built a QuickAuth server. It's also an open source server you can run yourself if you want to run it yourself. That just returns a JWT and is kind of much simpler to interact with mini apps. So encouraging any new app to try this out and use it because it's like a much simpler, much kind of more batteries included way to do auth within your mini app. So check out the docs here, and yeah, please go check out and adopt QuickAuth.
Awesome. Shall we look at Ponder and Ben, maybe you can show us.
Yeah, let's do it.
It is the featured mini app of the week, and I know you guys have a campaign going on as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Let me go ahead and share. Cool. Got the infinite screen. Yeah, I'll get to our landing page here. Yeah, so for context, Ponder, we've been building on Farcaster for a very long time. Starting off as just a little survey bot that just you could like do these polls with basically, and you have to type the text in. There was no frames back then. There was no frames v1, let alone v2, let alone mini apps. So we actually like have a bot that would parse the info and run these little polls. And then Frames v1 came out, and it was like kind of an explosive moment for us. Like we literally 10x'd overnight our users, and it was way easier to interact on the feed. And you kind of got the sense that like things were kind of being super powered on the social feed side of things, which is one of the great things about building on social platforms. And we took the same kind of learnings to v2 frames and now mini apps, where we're basically doing these polls. But for now, we've kind of upgraded them and made them into kind of predicting what the crowd thinks. And we think this is a super interesting mechanic on top of polls. And we actually just launched free to play with this, and things have been just becoming super interesting with putting a little bit of a pool on top of it. So we have this little landing page here. It kind of talks through exactly what this game is and why it's pretty powerful to build on top of social rails. It's been great building on Farcaster, and we feel like we're finally being able to leverage all of the cool social interactions and features that Farcaster has to offer, which has been great. So mini apps, again, it's like a superpower. I recommend anyone who's kind of starting off thinking about distribution. Mini apps seem to be the way to go, and you can always expand outward and into other ecosystems. But Farcaster has been a great place for us, and we've been building on it for, I don't know, like 2 years or something crazy. But yeah, so we have this little landing page that kind of talks through exactly what's happening. Little FAQ here. But the big thing is we have these, where is it? Over here. So we have these numbers here. I'll just quickly show you a quick internal dashboard. We launched free to play, and I think I wanted to spend a second talking about it because I think it's really important when we were building thinking about mini apps and thinking about distribution. We had a more interesting game than polls, but the problem was you had to pay to play. And I think a lot of apps, I'm seeing a lot of them where there is like a pay to play model, and the ones that do free to play just seem to be a little bit more sticky and get that extra traction that you need to kind of build like a solid initial user base. And we actually saw this, and it took us a while to do free to play. And we finally launched it, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? And we've kind of just ballooned quite a bit from around 500 to 1,000 people playing and participating in Ponders, all the way up right now. Today we've gotten about 19,000 with the free to play.
Wow.
Nice.
So we've seen like a ton of growth with that. Obviously, Feature Week has been a huge kind of catalyst for us in kind of getting this into the hands of people. And let me just show the app as well.
Yeah.
So here's the Ponder app. And again, it's just basically just these polls. So we have this Giga pool out we did for Featured Week. We just seeded it with $1,000. And we're like, Colin asked a fantastic question. Which superpower would you choose? Which is obviously everyone wants to know the answer to that. So I'm glad we asked that.
What did you
for
chose? Invisibility?
Week. I chose invisibility. I'm kind of doxing my vote right now.
It's okay. Did you do this, Linda?
Yeah, but no, actually not yet. I need to pick mine.
Okay. I chose flying.
I'm not going to sway you. Okay. I've seen some
So
people
we're
flying.
even.
So the cool thing, right? Yeah, exactly. The cool thing here is that we have this comment section, and we're actually kind of revamping comments right now. I'm trying to get this out by Monday. The comments are where like people are just like, you have all sorts of people that get to discuss this, and because it's in a social context of Farcaster, like it's kind of insane what people say. They're trying to like sway you. Some people are like, invisibility, you have to pick this. People are like, flying. People have, there's crazy comments here. And we think this is like a hilarious part of the mini app experience is just like building comments in our app and just having people say absolutely heinous stuff sometimes. Hopefully, less than heinous sometimes, but so we have all these different pools going on. That one's an interesting one. There's a ton of funny comments in this one, so feel free to check that one out. But we have the other featured ponders out right now. Like which YouTuber would do best on Farcaster? I picked Mr. Beast, another self-docs. Feel like he would be pretty good on Farcaster. I feel like he would understand the ethos a bit. I think some of these guys are not as crypto friendly. I feel like Mr. Beast would fit right in. But that's personal take. Or it could be like this guy, like, I don't know, 75% of these guys, which fair enough. But yeah, so we've been building for a while. We finally got this, on featured week with this free to play, and it's been super fun and seeing kind of the growth and people seeming pretty excited to vote on these things. They're really these like social games. They're not really just polls on what you think. You're really just trying to vote on what do you think like the general sentiment of something is, and you can get kind of interesting outcomes by thinking of these ridiculous questions like this one: who's weirder to see naked? A total stranger, your adult sibling. I don't think there's a winning on either of these. I didn't ask this, so I just want to make that clear. Colin does the questions.
Sure, this is all Colin.
I do more of the tech. Yeah, so I'll put this full blame on Colin for asking these really interesting sentiment-related questions. And yeah, so you have your trending feed here. So you can see there's, anyone can create a question. So you just go to this little create in the bottom left. You can kind of fill this out. So is a hot dog.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Sandwich. The question everyone wants to know. I'm not going to put an image in here. You just have your options. You could do duration. Almost everyone does 24 hours. It's pretty much the defaults here. USDC. Everything is usually in USDC by default, but we have supported multi-token in the past, and we will begin supporting that again in the near future. And then you can seed your pool, so 50 cents. And I'll go ahead and preview it. This is what it'll look like. And I'll just go hit launch and confirm.
Nice.
So yeah, go ahead.
Just walk us through the mechanism one more time, right? Because it's you're predicting like the likeliest outcome, right? You're predicting what everyone else is going to choose, and there's a pool that rewards you based on that outcome, right?
Exactly. So let's go to this random one. So would you rather have a job that pays $70 an hour but lets you work from home, or a job that pays $100 an hour but requires you to be physically present? So I'll go through like how I think about these. It does take a little bit of training to get used to the game itself, because you're like, okay, I'm going to vote on the thing that I want to do. But in reality, the game is really based on the idea of a Keynesian beauty contest concept, where you're really just trying to vote on what do you think the general public is going to vote on this. So you're going to have to read the room. And in this case, we're on Farcaster. There's a lot of remote workers here, but there's also a lot of hustler people here, right? So in this question specifically, I'm thinking, are people going to be chasing like kind of the comfort of a remote job, or are they going to do $100 an hour and be physically present? So in Farcaster specifically, for me, I like working from home. I think it's pretty fun. I'm cool with it. But if I'm thinking about in the terms of the crowd, I'm going to probably vote 100 an hour, because I'm thinking there's a lot of people from different cities that are on Farcaster. It's kind of a more kind of popular thing with, post-COVID, everyone's trying to go back to the office. So in my case, I'm going to vote 100 an hour, because I think general public might want to, go be in person, even though I might think personally elsewhere. So it's kind of like that little trick, getting used to the game. It's kind of interesting. So when you're voting, you confirm your selection. You put in your USDC. You can do 50 cents, $1, $5, or up to $10. So we cap it at 10 because the payouts are proportional, and we want to kind of keep that kind of distributed to a wide number of people. You can also do a free entry. So the free entry, you're eligible for the leaderboard points. So we have our little leaderboard in one of the tabs, but you won't actually be able to impact the paid pool outcome, or you won't be eligible for the pool winnings. So it's an important distinction. Is you could do free to play. It's almost like a practice mode, but you're not actually going to kind of, be a participant of the actual result itself. You're not actually weighting the votes or anything to that extent. So
do you get anything for the leaderboard points? Like, what is that leaderboard for? Just is it like social and just fun, or?
Oh, there's a good amount of vanity to it. It's pretty cool to say like you're, like for me, I'm like a top 10 ponderer.
Number 10,
actually
that's
can
good.
Read the room. I've actually been quite higher. I've been slacking really badly. My accuracy is getting crushed. I'm at 70%, which is like above average, with over 1,000 votes, which is pretty much no lifing at this point. But you'll see, we have some users that are just absolutely crushing it. And yeah, so we have this leaderboard where you can kind of, mainly just vanity, it helps us determine weighting. So under the hood, we do have an anti-collusion mechanism, because you could imagine like, hey, why don't I just get a bunch of my friends and we're all just going to vote on, remote work or whatever the option is at the time. So we have anti-collusion mechanism. We use some machine learning under the hood mixed with social scores and then mixed with this ponder score. So it is important to kind of get your kind of stats in order. And over time, you'll become kind of more influential on the total outcome.
Wow, I didn't realize that part. So that's pretty cool that it's much more sophisticated.
Yeah. So we've had a few issues where we had to build that not by choice. So we learned early, which was
Yeah,
cool.
crypto will do that too.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. So yeah, so let me finish up my vote here. So
Yeah.
I'll vote 100 an hour. And all you're doing is you're just voting, and you get the confirmation and you vote, and that's it. So this is for external wallets, but you can also use our Ponder wallet, which is a smart wallet under the hood. And so if I switch to that, the only difference is the votes will be a little bit smoother, more frictionless.
Mhm.
They'll kind of happen under the hood. So which crypto, yeah, obviously have to, everything's Farcaster. That's, rule of thumb is always vote Farcaster
Nice.
on
Yeah,
these.
max bet that one.
$10. But
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm being cheap. All right. So yeah.
I like that you have a share button after, because I just voted on the superpower one, and I was able to now share that into my feed that I participated in this market.
Yeah, we do have a share button. These are kind of hidden. After you vote, we also have a share button.
Mhm.
So if I go ahead, I can go ahead and check out this ponder, and it'll actually link if this was related to a certain post. It'll actually link which one, as a quote cast, which is pretty fun. So you can kind of get to the original. You can also like reference different casts. So like if someone's like, Knicks versus Pacers, which I'm a Knicks fan, which is brutal. Someone could, make a ponder on that, and it'll actually reference that cast. So we're kind of bringing out the kind of social elements into the mini app.
Very cool. And so when the time ends, do you just get a notification that it's complete, or?
Yeah, exactly. So let me dive into notifications. So we have a bunch of these for me. So when you win, you'll just get you won with your amount, and if you lose, you don't get a you won. So you can tap into that, and it'll just bring you right into the actual question. So you can actually see the results here. So this one is, are you a Solana maxi or an Ethereum maxi? I personally like Solana. I want Solana to be bigger on Farcaster, but I know that everyone's a bunch of ETH heads here still. So I'm like, all right, obviously got to be Ethereum. And you could see that I was not the only one thinking that. 300 people also thought that. And you can see, let's look at what the all thinks. The all is actually more Solana, which is pretty interesting.
Wow.
That's good to know.
That's really cool. Like I really like I haven't gone back and looked at like the past ones. So it's kind of cool to see the examples.
Yeah, we need to do a better job of showcasing past ones, because I feel like some of them are just ridiculous. Like, when it becomes like kind of a moment in time when you have a ponder out and there's a bunch of people not only engaging with it, but then commenting on kind of the meta around it.
Mhm.
So we definitely can keep kind of bringing out these moments where people can they're kind of like shelling points that people can talk about.
And does the person who created the what do you call it? Like poll, market, ponder? Like what's
We're calling them ponders at this point. It's just easier to explain.
Okay, so the person that created the ponder, like, do they receive some of the earnings? Like, how does that work?
So the person that creates it, yeah, they get 10% of the winnings. So there's a pool, it all gets clumped together. You can actually seed the pool as well. So I can add, $10 or $100 to the pool just to start it off. And then a bunch of people will vote on it. And then those rewards will be split off into everyone who voted on the correct answer, or the most popular answer post rating. And then from that, the creator gets 10% of that cut.
That's super cool. And this is like works really well because like everyone has a crypto address. So it's like you can just distribute funds, and it can be small amounts too, global, instant. So I love it. This is like I feel like one of our most sophisticated mini apps. Like it's just like so detailed and well thought through.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I think like the line between Farcaster and Ponder is really blurred, and that's awesome, right? Like you have the embedded wallet and the connected wallet. Like I think on comments, don't you import like some comments from Farcaster and some comments from within Ponder, like the embed in feed and out of feed notifications, like both in app and out of app. It's yeah, I mean, and even since the days of Frames V1, you guys have been like right on the bleeding edge of every new feature we've pushed out. You guys have adopted, so it's really awesome.
Yeah, appreciate that. I think the thing is with mini apps is they're just so much more powerful. Like we've been through all of the iterations through Farcaster's life cycle back when it was Farcaster, Warpcast, and Farcaster, and everything in between. And overall, it's been, there's been so many different tools that we've tried. We've done composer actions and the cast actions, and all sorts of, the bot meta. Now we have an agent as well. And just something about mini apps is super powerful with the way that you can kind of leverage the SDK, and notifications are just such a driver for people, because if you give people high signal notifications, like they will click on them. Like that's what people need to understand is like the power of mini apps is like you have that instant distribution where if people can just trust the fact that you're going to send them a notification that they want to see, they're more often than not going to click on it, and you'll get crazy high retention just because of that fact, which is awesome. So it's kind of built in, out of the box. We also have settings here, and I think that's as important too to call out is, try not to be spammy. Like there's a line. I think some mini apps are still a little bit on like kind of the spammy wave, just trying to kind of go broad with distribution. But I think giving people these tools, like we've actually seen more retention when we added settings because people have the freedom to turn them off. I thought that was really interesting because Farcaster obviously out of the box, there's really isn't much that we can do on the setting side of things with notifications and some of these kind of granular, they're kind of a lot of broad strokes with managing the SDK. And I think it's interesting to kind of go deeper on that and build your own granularity within your app. So that when you're referencing kind of the Farcaster ecosystem, you're doing it in a way that people want to interact with it.
Smart. This is cool. Yeah,
very smart.
Learn from other mini app builders.
Yeah. So a lot of lessons that we've learned along the way, but I feel like, we're building something it's pretty fun. So it's been fun to use it. One thing I forgot to call out is that we have this kind of campaign running for sponsored votes. So we introduced this new concept where if you vote 5 times, paid or free, doesn't matter which kind you vote, as long as you vote 5 times in the week, you unlock a sponsored vote. And it's in the top left. I already did mine. You can claim a free NFT, and which might be used for achievements later, but we're not going to speculate on it. And you get a free 50-cent vote on a featured ponder. So in one of the featured ponders, if we go back to the list here, if you tap on this and you go ahead and you go through the vote flow, you'll see a little treasure chest next to the 50 cents, and that's a vote covered on us. So just want to call out, that's how that works.
Cool.
Wow. Very rich ecosystem within Ponder.
Yeah. I have 2 more questions, then we can look at some apps. But number one is like, do you have advice for people who are creating interesting ponders? Like what makes a good one? What kind of questions motivate people? I've noticed that, images, of course, like make them more exciting and more likely for people to participate.
Yes, images are a big one. The thing is especially with these feature ones, I feel like we do a decent job showing like what is kind of topical and what makes sense for these types of questions that you're asking people. So I'm going through the ones I voted on. Any question that just becomes like, you want it to be divisive. You want people to vote 50% and 50% on 2 different options, right? Those are the most interesting things. They're going to have the most interesting comments. They're going to pay out the most, especially to the creator as well, right? Who gets 10% of those winnings. You want there to be a bunch of winners and losers all talking, all kind of interacting. So it's important to kind of come up with questions. Like if you do like Ethereum versus Solana or something that's been more obvious on Farcaster, although Solana's, again, with those free votes, I'm starting to see some interest. But there's some questions that are just more obvious that, you're not really everyone's going to vote the same thing. Everyone's going to put the max amount of dollars on it, and no one's going to win anything. So you kind of want those questions where people go, I don't really know. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. And then like beyond the game, which is fun to play, right? Like I just love, sometimes I'll just create the ponder or just kind of shitpost with a ponder from time to time as well. It's like a great, I don't know, it's almost a great expressive mechanism, right? You can sort of just like create a fun thing and kind of throw it out there and see how people react. That's very fun. But also I'm curious if you've seen people like use these in interesting ways to answer questions for themselves. And even I've done this before. I remember with the Pro NFT, I think I threw one out that was like, hey, do you think we'll get 10,000 selling out in the first day or the first 2 days, and sort of lets you gauge maybe the perception of the public around something that you're doing. Curious if there are those interesting use cases you've seen.
Yeah, so that's a good question. The thing is with these is like it's not a traditional prediction market, right? There's no
Right.
like set oracle or outcome that happens. And I
Right.
think, that's kind of why the space around these is kind of interesting, because you're gauging sentiment. You're not really gauging an outcome. And I think sentiment becomes, interesting in all different facets, right? Like from sports to like politics, like all these different areas. There's always a public opinion on something, right? Everyone's always thinking something. Like pop culture is another big one that would do really well on Ponder. Um, there's a lot of different areas where you could just ask people like how they just feel about something, right? It could be an intangible thing, and you can actually get something out of that. You can get feedback out of it. You can get product feedback if you have like a product that you're thinking of, or what is your viewpoint on Android versus iPhone right now? Like you can actually see the sentiment in real time of people going, well, with the whole liquid glass thing, like maybe Android is actually not that bad, right? Like, and that might actually show in the results, which is super interesting because it's not this thing that's this determinate outcome.
Very cool. What's next on features?
Okay, that's a great question. We have comments coming out. Hopefully Monday we'll have kind of updated comments where we'll have replies. I think that's a big one that we're missing out on, is instead of a bunch of people kind of yelling out to the void, we can actually have sort of discussions and some multi-threading. Yeah, I mean, we're expanding to world app soon, not moving. So our goal is to get more votes, and this will actually be, obviously better for Farcaster as well, just having more network effects on these. The more votes, the more people paying, the bigger the pools, the more people participating. So it's really at this point just kind of growing the pie a bit. And yeah, just building out all, we have streaks. We just launched notifications for streaks. So if your streak is running low, we've had a lot of complaints of people losing their streaks. So we just did that yesterday. So we're just constantly kind of doing quality of life as well.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. I will post one. I've only voted, but I haven't posted one, so I will do that one.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so now I think we had a few more mini apps that we were gonna take a look through, and then Ben, yeah, if there's any other top of mind for you, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, we had some lined up.
Yeah, if you have an app you want to look at, we're happy to showcase it. Yeah, Drawcast I think was first.
Yeah, Drawcast, I just played with it again today. I think it's really fun. So you basically, other people can draw little images. It's kind of like Pictionary, and you can guess what it is, and you can also create your own for others to guess. So you should do this one, Horsepex.
Okay. Okay. It's like this, and then it's got a triangle. It's pretty good, right?
Good. Yeah,
that's
like as good as it gets.
Yeah. Okay. Submit.
Nice.
Oh, I had color. Look at that. I didn't even notice.
You should share this so then others can open it up and
Nice.
masterpiece. Nice. So others can discover, and then we can practice like guessing on some of the other drawings. So if you go to join, you should be able to. Oh, you can also coin it. I learned you can coin your post too. So if you just click like drawing by any of these.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hairspray.
Just say spray. I don't know what that is.
Spray.
No, but maybe hairspray. That's.
Oh, hint one word. Spray.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, next one.
Next one.
And oh, it does not let us make
Fingers.
Nails.
Oh, I think it's just maybe broken then.
Nails. Oh yeah, nails. Fingernails.
No, I think the button's just broken. Like,
oh, the button's just broken.
I
Oh,
think it would say that you got it incorrect, so I think it needs to reset.
Okay. All right. Let's refresh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tires.
Oh no! I'll share that with the team. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Wheel. Okay.
Oh, that's a heart. Yeah. I mean, volcano. Yeah, so it's fun because it's like these are all.
There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back.
By other people on Farcaster. So
Nice. Yeah, this is fun. I could play this for an hour. Box?
Mm-hmm. Wait, answer was
Nice.
fox?
Answer was fox. Interesting.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like there's other features in here too, challenging people
yeah,
and
you got
ranking and all kinds
levels.
of stuff. Yeah,
You can coin each one, and so I just thought it's cool. So
cool.
it's really fun getting to guess all kinds of ones.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this one. I didn't notice the first time that you're supposed to like draw whatever you draw, right? It gives you a word that you're supposed to draw, so I just did a huge Warpcast W.
Do you
I think
remember what the word was supposed
it's
to
Chilling.
like
be?
yeah, no, it's like tulip or something. Anyways, look at these, yeah. Oh, my
Like
beautiful
this
art.
guy does not understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I think my other one was sup.
Oh, yes. Yeah, let's find this.
Or it might be under blit.
Yeah. Yeah, there it was.
Yeah,
But
saw
no.
it right there. Mhm.
Yeah,
Super cool. You were the one that shared this when it came out,
I was
but
so
yeah,
excited. Yeah.
so well done. Oh, it even has more worlds. Okay.
Yeah, oh, this is new.
Yeah, this is new. Okay. So maybe just the first.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, cool. So is the idea that anyone can play, like anyone can create a world? Is that where it's heading towards? I actually just didn't realize that. I thought it was
Yeah,
one.
I don't know either. Let's just play a little bit. Yeah, it's really hard. I love platformers, but it's very difficult, especially the special Farcaster level that they threw out. I don't think I cleared it. Did either of you clear it yet?
I didn't clear it. That was pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen
Wow, I
this
didn't
one.
even know there was the fully featured like multiple worlds and stuff. That's really, really cool.
Mhm.
Discovering new things every day. Woof.
Oh, yeah, it's wild. Is it? Does that play sounds when in your?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
playing,
cool.
yeah, all kinds of nice sounds. Very loud. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that one. I'll explore the other worlds as well.
Yeah.
So, oh wow,
It was
that's
impressive. Looks
so
like the whole,
cool.
okay, let's try creating too. Create. Oh, interesting. Okay, we have an editor and everything. Wow.
I think the screen froze on last time. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh my gosh, so you can just make your own here? That's so cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. All right. Make a huge coin world.
Perfect.
It's
Beautiful.
like the easiest one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is awesome. I was so excited to see this announcement kind of came out of nowhere. Hey, we built a level for Farcaster. This is a mini app now, and it's really excited to see what's next year. And I'm gonna have to spend more time
Yeah, same.
playing with this too.
Great game. Awesome. And I think now it's the ones you have.
Yeah, let's see. Banker wanted to take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited about this one. People maybe have used Banker before. This is another one of those apps that started with the bot modality, right? And has moved into building out a mini app as well. But yeah, Banker is basically a natural language interface to your wallet. In the feed, you can talk to the Banker bot. You have a trading wallet within Banker that you can fund and then ask it to go do natural language things. But yeah, just give it, a natural language command like swap $10 of ETH for USDC, something like that. And it will go connect to your wallet and convert that into a transaction and execute it for you. Hold on.
It's really cool.
We might need to pivot to web here.
And are you just like full on 100% Ponder? Do you ever explore any of the mini apps?
These days I've been like straight Ponder. I've explored. I'm just not good at them. I just like I found out I'm not good. Like I'm good at Farcade. I love Farcade. Like Pixel Survivors. I can last around like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's fun.
But like most of these games, I realize I'm like, wow, like some people on Farcaster are just like way too cracked at some of these games.
They are. Especially the crossword puzzle one, mini
Oh my
word.
gosh, I'm horrendous
Yeah.
at that one.
Like horse facts is actually one of the consistently best ones. It'll be like 30 seconds and it'll take me like 4 minutes. I don't understand. It makes me feel bad.
Horseback, didn't you like duel someone in one of those crosswords?
That's right. Yeah. We were streaming them for a while, but yeah, my I got the yips a little bit. It's been a while since I was in the 17 seconds, 30 seconds. I don't know. You know, there's chance involved. You know, some days are good, some days are bad. I think I was 3 minutes yesterday, which is not a good time.
Yeah, I watched it. It was super frustrating because you were like, oh, like you know, damn, I did so bad. I got like 45 seconds. And I'm like, I actually don't know half the words. So that's pretty incredible.
Well, I've been like brute forcing it at the end. I don't know if anyone else does that, but like
Yeah.
some of them I just like don't know what this word means. Yeah, I mean they're not all games though, so there are some that are cool. But I feel you. Like when I was doing Bountycaster, I was like so like focused on just Bounty World. Okay, cool.
All right, we'll pivot to web. I love that this is so easy now. Okay. Yeah, here's Banker. So yeah, Banker has an entire Banker's really cool as well. It exists on Twitter, it exists on Farcaster, it exists kind of cross-platform and cross-ecosystem. And you have a shared wallet. You can interact with the bot. I think they have a non-mini app as well. You can log into on web and connect to either your Banker trading wallet, or you can connect a wallet in what they call wallet mode, which lets you just interact with whatever wallet is connected now. But yeah, for the Farcaster mini app case, this connects to your Farcaster wallet, right? So your embedded wallet within app. And you can do things like browse your assets. Here's what's in my wallet, some base ETH, some assets on Polygon. You can see past activity. Oh yeah, I just was doing yoink, so yoink to the flag, USDC approvals, and then can just chat with it and do things. Let's try it here. Swap 1 USDC to ETH on base. And Banker will go and think about how to convert this. This is like the most boring transaction I can possibly do, right? But we'll go think about how to do this and convert this into a transaction I can execute. And yeah, one thing I love about this is like it's just another view into your Farcaster wallet, right? You get this other aspect on your wallet, so you can see the assets that are in there. It's just another interface to the same sort of shared abstraction. So I think that's really cool. And just having this natural language interface is awesome. Okay,
Does
transaction data
like,
all set.
Trending tokens and stuff? Like if you're like, can I purchase like what's the most popular trending tokens, or is it like you have to have the asset?
Yeah, let's try. Okay, there we go. Receive ETH3 USDC. Cool.
Nice. That's really neat.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, let's try this. Buy me $1 of today's most popular token, something like that.
Yeah, I was just curious if it like goes outside the.
Let's give it a shot.
I also like this because like the bot interaction in the feed's really cool, but like for the ones where you don't want everybody to see like what you're saying, like the mini app version's quite nice, so I can like talk to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You built a Ponder bot as well, right, Ben? There's an agent-based thing now too?
Yeah, we have Ponder Agent that can create and give you stats.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, I think Banker's thinking here.
Oh, ticker R1. Okay. So that is the popular. So it is okay. So R1. I've never even heard of R1.
Yep, transaction data all set. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Receive R1. All right.
We'll push it to be a trending token now after
Yeah.
we
I'll buy anything in a mini app. Yeah, you guys can get me. Cool.
That's really neat. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you had Translate.
Yeah, Translate. So this Translate mini app, there are actually two. Stefan made one, and MTT also made this one. So a couple really great Translate mini apps. This was one of my most used cast actions. And now that we have share extensions for mini apps, yeah, this is one of the ones I was really excited to see. So this is just a simple Translate post to English mini app. And let's see, we need to go find one here.
That's really neat because there's a lot of people that aren't like necessarily native English speakers on Farcaster, so this mini app can help do some translations for everybody on the same page.
Exactly. Yeah, let me go find a post that's good for this.
Ben, have you been seeing like in terms of the bot interactions versus like mini app versus like I guess Composer, like what's been like do you have like a sense of the ratio breakdown of like people that would use the bot versus the mini app?
Yeah, but with the mini app now, it's like probably 90%, 95% mini app.
Okay.
But what I've noticed is every time it's the bot, it's like a magical thing. It's like super cool to do in a feed, and it's like, whoa, like you can do that. And we have the bot hooked up to OpenAI, so we have like all these images being generated on the fly too, with like we have like crazy inputs too, so like these images look great. And it's just kind of like this weird, like, why is this happening on the feed? Like, why is it such good quality?
That's cool.
I found one. So yeah, this is one of my favorite channels. This is like a Japanese food community, and they're constantly, I don't know if others have seen this, but they're constantly posting like really great photos of interesting meals. So yeah, I've been following this for a while, but yeah, I don't speak Japanese. So but yeah, you can use these new translate actions. So here's how it works in web, right? If you've added the apps that you've added that support share extensions will show here, and you just tap, it pops it up here and translates the post.
Whoa, that's so cool.
That's super cool.
Baskin Robbins.
Wow, I'm gonna use this. I love it.
Yep. So yeah, just quick, super easy to use, and we have lots of really interesting communities that are posting in other languages besides English. So cool to be able to just one-click translate here.
Share extensions are underrated. This is neat.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, I think those are my two this week. Anyone have anything else we should take a look at?
I think that's good. Yeah. And Ben, is there anything else you want to say about Ponder or sign us off?
We're on Feature Week. Feel free to join. Ping me if you have any bugs. Happy to help.
You're
Sounds
at
good.
BA, right?
Yeah, at BA on Farcaster.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye.
Later.